We're here as part of the Future Marketing video series, and we're joined today by Stevie Hockey, who runs a Facebook page called Ireland Before You Die. Over the years, Stevie's built the page up to 400,000 followers at the time of recording, so I'm sure by the time this goes out there'll be even more. So we're just going to have a chat with Stevie about the experience of running that page, because I'm sure a following that size is something that we'd all love to have. So thanks for coming along, Stevie. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Could you tell us a wee bit about the Ireland Before You Die, about what it is and where the idea came from originally?
Yeah, so Ireland Before You Die, in a nutshell, is a travel website which helps people plan trips around Ireland, and also tries to inspire people to experience Ireland.
Where did the idea come from originally, I suppose, and where did it all start for you?
I went to university at the age of 18, but not too far away, just over to England. But being away from home, away from the Emerald Isle, you start to appreciate home more. Got a bit homesick, but every time I came back, I, started sort of falling in love with Ireland again. But also realised that a lot of my English friends had been to more of Ireland than I had. A lot of hadn't been to the Giant's Causeway at the age of 20 or 21, hadn't been to the Cliffs of Moher. So I was talking to my English mates, and they were like, you haven't even been to there. So I was just a bit like, right, I need to start going to see these places. And when I started going to these places, I started falling in love with Ireland, and I realised that there wasn't really, in my opinion, that I couldn't really see any cool Facebook pages that sort of showed what Ireland was about, and it was very sort of corporate-y, and I wanted to, show Ireland from a local's perspective. I started a Facebook page, which grew into different social media pages, and then just started a website and started writing about Ireland and showing a passion for Ireland, and people really bought into it, and people who were passionate about Ireland as well follow it, and got loads of messages over the years saying you've really inspired me to go to Ireland. So I think that's what gets us up in the morning, just actually bringing people here and showing what it's about.
And were you surprised initially by how quickly it grew? And what do you think it was about the approach that you took that helped you grow those numbers initially?
Yeah, well, initially I was surprised. Within a few weeks we got 70,000 followers, and I was like, whoa, I just didn't expect that to happen at all. In my spare time I was always, making Facebook pages, but none of them ever took off, and none of them are, anything to talk about. So I had a bit of social media experience, and just by doing it myself. But I watched this video one day, and this guy was talking about shareability, and he was like, don't post anything that you wouldn't share yourself. So it was sort of that quality control, like put out good content. Okay. And obviously I was passionate about Ireland, so anything that I put out, it was something that I would want to share myself. But I didn't have any followers. Obviously, from the movies and all, Irish Americans are really passionate about their Irish heritage. So I started, messaging these Irish pubs in Boston and New York, as many as I could find, and just was like, here, I've got this really good page, hope, people drinking your pub would want to follow it. So started sharing it with all these pubs. Most of them didn't, share it, but a lot of the ones that did have had big followings. And then, our initial audience came from America, and all the Irish Americans were loving the content. Then it grew, and eventually people in Ireland started following it as well. So it was a bit of a weird way to start. But yeah, I have a lot to thank Irish America for our success. So at the start, we were just putting out pictures of Ireland, and that was working really well. But then I started adding, articles into the mix, and then the articles weren't doing as well. So the content was spread between pictures and articles. And then I started doing way more articles and pictures, and then it started dropping, and then we weren't really growing. And then I started reading more about it and about Facebook algorithms, and started realising that at the time Facebook was favouring pictures more than articles, because they want you to stay on their platform so they can earn money off ads. And obviously, as a website, you want people on your platform, so it contradicts what Facebook's about. So we started posting sort of slightly more pictures than articles, and then it was growing again. And then a few years later, Facebook introduced video into the mix, and now Facebook favours video way higher than anything. So it would be like video, then pictures, then articles. Or articles to external sites. So we started, and probably like we had a number of tipping points. Obviously, it was changing the strategy more towards pictures, but then when video came into the mix, it's more videos. So once we started doing more videos recently, like the page has been growing again steadily. So like obviously algorithms change, but if you're putting out good content and it's in line with what Facebook wants, which at the minute it's video. So we're trying to do more videos, and people would send in videos to our page, and we would, if it's good, we'll share it, but also make our own videos as well. Okay. Our top countries: Ireland, and then UK as a whole, and then America and Canada and Australia. It's pretty much, Ireland, and then the typical expat countries. Anyone who leaves Ireland, they'll probably traditionally went to America, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand. They're the top countries, and then Germany's the number one in mainland Europe. If I never left here, I wouldn't be doing this because I wouldn't have that love. I think to appreciate anything, you need to go away and miss it or something, Yeah. And I think people from or people who've went away, they do become sort of like more Irish than the Irish. Obviously, I'm really passionate about it. It's a magical place we've got here, so yeah, I think there is that, like there's a big, strong Irish community all around the world.
So you talked then about, you've got the Facebook page obviously, and your social media followings of 400,000, and then you've got your website, which is your main revenue generation stream, I'd imagine. So can you talk us through how you generate revenue in that website, and how those ideas have developed over the years?
Yeah, so people ask me this question a lot. It's like, so you write articles about Ireland, and you put out pictures and videos. That's all well and good, but how do you survive? It's basically very similar to a lot of news websites or in blogs. Like if you have advertising space on your site, you'll get paid basically by how many hits you get and impressions. We would have a partnership with a company who manages the ads. And we basically, the more people that view our website, then the more money is generated. So yeah, our job is basically to make cool, inspiring content that people will enjoy. And the more they enjoy it, the better we do. If we do a topic, say like we'll try something in Dublin, say, if we put out an article, say like, cool coffee shops you need to experience in Dublin, and that does well, then we're like, well, if it does well in Dublin, then it could work in Cork or Galway or Belfast. The articles, it's whatever topics work, then we'll like, right, but do more of that. So do more of what works. Same with the videos. If you do, people like engaging with videos of, scenic beaches or hikes. Just it's all driven by the audience. So whatever the audience is enjoying, then give them more of what they want. Give the people what they want, The pictures and videos are a mixture of community contributions. So people would send us, and we would request at the end of our videos and the outro, send in your video and get it featured. So people here, follow the page and love it. A lot of the time they would want their, videos on the page. So if they send in a cool video, we're like, yes, brilliant, and then we would credit them for it, and they would get featured on the page. And then we would also go make our own videos and take our own photos. So it would be a mixture. So it is a big community page. There's a lot of community interaction there. And then the articles, we would have writers all around the island of Ireland, north and south, and we would, come up with article ideas in-house in Belfast, and our team, we would manage all the content. Then the writers would write the content and they would send it to us, and we would optimize it and put it out there. So yeah, we have a small team in Belfast of about 6 people. We would manage and come up with a strategy. All the people that have ever worked for us just love travel and love Ireland, and want to put it on the map as a really cool tourist destination. So
do you think that the fact that quite a lot of that content is user generated is a reason why the page performs so well?
I sort of just knew that people don't want to be sold to all the time, and I never started the page to make money. It was just I was passionate about Ireland and wanted to put it on the map, and it sort of accidentally became what I do for a living. But yeah, like I just think the bottom line is I don't think people want to be sold to all the time. I think you probably know yourself, you need to show value and give your followers value and give them something. So we just put out inspiring content that is, a lot of it is community based, and yet it's not corporate. It's just nice content that is enjoyable and people enjoy engaging with it. So yeah, I mean, if we were constantly trying to sell people stuff, definitely wouldn't do as well. I mean, social media is about I think it's got lost over the years. It's changed and there's more ads. All of ours is organic, and I think it's just worked because we're not trying to really sell anything. We're selling Ireland as a destination and trying to get people to come here. But the content on our page is just about enjoyable content about Ireland, and it's not corporate-y or any of the rest of it.
Do you think you hear a lot of talk about people say Facebook's largely a place where people go to be entertained, and success on the different channels sort of requires that you pay attention to what people are there for in the first place? Do you think that that's had quite a lot to do with why your page has been successful, and that it isn't information, it's education, it's entertaining, and there isn't the sales pitch element to it?
Yeah, 100%. And as you said, like, I think people go on a Facebook page to get value, whether it be educational or entertainment, and that's ours is being both entertaining and educational. So people do get value from our page. It has grown, and I used to work in marketing, so I would have clients and manage their social media channels a number of years ago. And I was thinking, I have all the social media skills, I can grow pages. And whether, when we were managing campaigns for, local plumbers and law firms, and people that don't engage with that sort of content very well. If you're going to have a social media channel, offer value, but you can't try and sell just people on social media, because it's very difficult. Anyone who runs a social media channel, you need to ask yourself, why would people follow you, and what can you give them? It has to be entertaining or have some sort of information that they can benefit from.
What about the future plans for Ireland before you die then? Where does it go next from here?
I think we just want to continue the good work we're doing, and encourage more people to travel to Ireland. So I just think we want to make better content. I think our content's really good, but we want to get better. And I really want to cement ourselves as the biggest and best Irish travel website. I want to be a bit like Lonely Planet. You get a Lonely Planet guide for every country in the world you go to. I want people to say, you should get the Ireland Before You Die guide on Dublin, or Ireland Before You Die guide on Ireland. So I want to be doing guidebooks in the next few years, more of them. We do sell one, which is doing quite well, but we want to do more. And like further down the line, I would like to actually, have my own tour company, and we can, actually add to the tourism market, and give people an actual experience to go along with all the, information we already give.
Okay, thanks very much for coming along, Steve.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.